Hey, this is Richard over at foxairanheat.com. If you're having power outages and stuff's coming back up, one of the things that sometimes won't come up is the thermostat. If you've got it on, if you have a heat pump, the problem is a lot of these smart thermostats take a while to recover when the power comes back on. So might need to go into, if you go in here, you can click on here and put your system on like an Ecobee on the HVAC. If you go do that, you can actually put it onto auxiliary, and that'll actually make it ramp up. The problem is it's so cold outside right now, the AC system, if it's on regular heat pump, it doesn't have enough time to boot up. So try to change that. If you've got if a Honeywell thermostat, or you're going to have a battery operated thermostat too. So when the power goes out, the thermostat still might be lit up, but the power outside or to your unit's not working. On the Honeywells, you turn it to usually emergency heat. Some of the old manual thermostats you can switch. There's a switch on the bottom that have heat, cool, off, and then they'll have emergency heat if you got a heat pump. If you've got a gas furnace, sometimes those things won't light. We've got some people on some propane. They have a hard time lighting the furnaces off, and you got to be careful about freezing them. If your thermostat locks, go ahead and turn the power off to the unit and let it do a reset. We have in our bathrooms, we've got stored water because a lot of people are going into boiled water and they're talking about maybe shutting the water off. So you might need to store some water. A lot of people are freezing pipes. We've been draining our pipes for probably 3 days or so. We have all the faucets on and we're flushing the toilets every once in a while. We do have a heater in the bathroom. So what happens is when the power comes on, we've got a heater that we're trying to warm all this up. So we're trying to keep that from freezing. We have very limited stuff in our office, and the internet keeps going down. And so we have a backup UPS running our cable. It's a mess right now. Our cable box right here is plugged in. And then we have underneath, it's kind of hard to see it, but it's lit up back there. It's kind of hard to see, but the cable, that's AT&T fiber. We've got that plugged into our UPS. And we've got the cable box plugged into UPS. And we have a bunch of routers and stuff, firewalls and all that. But we bypassed that. We went straight to it with our Wi-Fi. We're going straight over to this box, so our internet stays up when we're down. And then when the power comes up, that UPS will actually stay on for quite a while. So we got that done. We've got all the faucets dripping. And the minute the electricity comes up, we try to do some cooking. And so we do that. So we've been kind of warming up stuff there. The other thing is on our windows, we put a bunch of blankets up over them. That kind of helped. So that helped out quite a bit. And then if you look in our bathroom here, that's kind of an outside wall. We've got water dripping in there. We had a heater in here. We moved it to a different spot. If you don't have a way to program your thermostat, like I said, if it's a heat pump, put it in emergency mode. If it's, here's the other thing. We have a heater in here. Right now we've got power on here. The light's not very good. But on our washer and dryer, this was starting to give us a problem. It's hard to see that, but the drain where it is, so we got a little radiant heater right there that's keeping that warm. So every time that powers back up, that light's terrible. Jammed down on the door, so that heats that up. All the faucets we have turned off. We have our we're dripping all our faucets, but outside faucets are covered with foam. We have our wrench for turn off our pipe or our main water supply coming in. And this morning, I had to go outside, and you can see way out in the yard, the main valve is buried outside in the yard, and I had to dig that up because I figured if we do break a pipe, we need to switch it off up there. You wouldn't have been able to find it, and I would have been rattled and going berserk trying to find that. So make sure that we have faucet covers over your faucets. make sure they're not leaking. And like I said, we've got heat inside, so we've been trying to get caught up and do that. So we've been out and about a little bit on the roads, but not much. That's kind of what we're doing. If your furnaces are locking out or not starting back up, go ahead and do a power reset. So you can turn off the power on that and then turn it back on, and that'll work pretty good. The roads were pretty bad today because we had a bunch of ice. So just try to